right, y'all. It's 8 o'clock.
It is. We are live.
Streaming live. I
Hello,
see
I'm
it.
Felicia Vereen, always known as Fee.
Hey, Fee, and I'm your girl Sharita 3, better known as Fred.
And we are Inspire Her, the Total Woman Podcast, a new podcast all about uplifting you.
Yes.
Because friends, face it, you are awesome.
We'll be chatting up about topics we love to talk about. All the things we as women must juggle every day and the ish we complain about. But who's listening? Girl,
we'll chat about the struggle, the job, and about him. You know who we talking about.
Girl.
That boo, husband, boyfriend, ex, whatever you calling them today. Our lovely hellions, kids.
Our angels. But seriously, friends, life happens, and we don't always get a chance to talk about it. We take it on the chin and we keep it moving.
Because that's what we were told to do.
Yep.
But here on Inspire Her, the Total Woman Podcast with Red and Fee, we are the friends you love to hang out with. We are here to inspire her, the Total Woman.
Yeah. Hey, Fee.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Hey, Ryan. I can't say I missed you, Fee, because I hung out with you this weekend. That was so
Hey,
good.
but it's been what 20 some years. So we need to do this again though. Y'all can't we can't be disappearing for 35 years. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We need to do this.
Well, who are you infiltrating? Inspire Her. What your name is? What
You know what I mean?
is? Our audience don't know.
I don't know what his name is because I done spelled it all
Brian
wrong.
Mitchell. Yeah, but no, it's spelled just like Kobe's. But don't nobody put the T at the end. You've never heard nobody call me Bryant. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, if somebody put the T at the end, I might not even answer to it. You know what I mean? So my mama my dad, they don't call me Bryant. This is Bryant. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's all good though. It say the same thing, just spelled different. That's all.
Well,
That's
guys,
I got to talk to y'all about this reunion. We had
Okay.
everybody listen. For those who are listening right now, we are the class of 1990. John F. Kennedy, Richmond, Virginia, on Cool Lane, and we had a reunion. We had a reunion out of this world this weekend. We had so much fun. I didn't know whether I was coming or going, but we came to Richmond, enjoyed ourselves, and we're gonna continue to enjoy ourselves. For those of you who are listening, this ain't the last thing that we're gonna have. Just keep your eye out. We got some more stuff coming.
Well, I want to be a part of it. So y'all gotta let me in because
Oh, don't ask. Okay, because we're gonna put you in the reunion committee right now.
Yes.
Well, hey, I tell you what. When we did it with me and Don, when we did it for 91, it was great. We worked could nobody get it together, but we just sat down and we just did it. You know what I mean? So
that's all it takes. Mm-hmm. And then we did it class of 88 through 91. So it's like it was not just 1990, it was an alumni.
Exactly. Period. We might not have like I said, we might not have a building, but we got each other. You know what I mean? Right. So well, I'll tell you what, our building is where we congregate at. How about that?
That's
right.
That's
it. But we all had a great time.
We did.
We did. I got on the phone with a couple people. They came up with some of the lamest excuses. I ain't gonna put them out there, but I love them.
We
Yeah. So we started out the meet and greet at the Deuce, which is a really nice place. The Love Movement. We got to give a shout out to the Love Movement. They really was helped us kind of keep this thing together when we were kind of getting discouraged, to be honest, because it just wasn't coming together as fast as we wanted to. People weren't coming, so we were kind of getting discouraged. But the Love Movement, and some of the other people who were on the team, we got to get Candy and Tanya Jones, Marlon, Tanika, Trina, John, Oscarina, Popcorn. We put it together. Earl definitely
cut his budget, cut his fee for us to.
That's a blessing.
Right.
That's a blessing. Earl One,
And
that's my man.
Yeah.
Tori from the Love Movement. He the Love Movement altogether, but Tori, he is several times I called him and he had to talk me through this thing because I was like, I'm done. I'm done.
Okay.
He was like, no, I got it. I got you. And I'm like, well, thank you.
Yeah. Well, I
And
missed it. I didn't go to the meet and greet because I had to work late, but I saw the footage, man, and I was like, yo, I cannot miss tomorrow. So
and that photographer was awesome too. We had
yeah. Hey, now did he post the picture yet? I mean,
no, I called him today and I was like, listen, everybody keep asking me about these pictures. So he said he has a sneak peek that will come out tomorrow. And the rest
okay.
will be out Sunday.
Nice.
Oh, he did a phenomenal job. He did a phenomenal job. So.
He did. He really did.
Pictures. He don't just take pictures. He edit them. He have the lighting, different lighting. I mean, it looks great.
Okay, so
great.
So we can use him, for other things as well, then, right?
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
And he's black owned, so that's what I'm talking about.
The Cabana rooftop was great. The Cabana rooftop. We thought.
I'm glad the rain stopped. You know what I mean? It was. Look, I've never been there. I rode around the block for like 30 minutes trying to find a park. I kept going.
I should have told people parking deck right there.
And then I started getting anxiety because I was like, man, I'm about to miss. You know what I'm saying? If I would have parked when I got there, I would have been upstairs at 4:00.
Wow. And it's funny because he said, we talked about it. A lot of people had not been to the Cabana. I had been before, but a lot of people, we live right in Richmond, haven't been to the Cabana rooftop before. So that was a great experience too. I can't wait to see the pictures when the sun was setting. It was just beautiful. It was a beautiful time.
I'm going back. Everything was nice. And it's for people in our age bracket. I can't deal with the younger crowd. I'm too old, so I can't. The rushing and the moving and everything was where it's supposed to be at. You know what I'm saying? Y'all did a great job. So, we need to do something within the next 6 months. It can be breakfast. It don't have to be nothing. We can just we can do lunch. We can do breakfast. As long as I'm around my alumni, my Kennedy Cougars, I just feel like I'm at home. You just feel like I just love y'all, man. So we lost a lot of people, man. So
we did.
Yeah.
And it was funny because I told Fee, I said, Brian came up to me and he was like, he wanted to be on our podcast. You know when you tell people something.
Well, look.
Okay, that's fine.
We supposed to do this 6 months ago.
Really?
Remember? We were talking about TikTok, and you say, look, we just want to get. I said, look, whatever y'all want to do is fine. I think it was me and Felicia. I don't know. It was me and Felicia. I could have been.
Yeah.
Like, so, I got like 13,000 people that follow me on TikTok. So we got to do that on TikTok too. So,
You have told them TikTok people to come on over here and watch.
I see a lot of them coming. Your folks is coming. So, I think I had asked you about your wife because you guys have been together since like high school. And you
89.
Yeah, you like, we're not together. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Previously, we had done Life After Divorce from a female's perspective. And
it
hit me, I think it was late at night, and I just kind of thought about it. Let's hear from a male's perspective, because we always take for granted that, the males don't have a hard time moving on. They don't have a difficult time with starting over stuff we think is all about the female that has a rough time, but the males have a rough time too.
Oh yeah, we suffer when you love the person. Now, if you don't care for the person, it's something different. You know what I'm saying? So, we've been together, 28 years, 4 daughters, 7 granddaughters, no sons, no grandsons. And
all your daughters are beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. It was beautiful. Yes.
Yeah, they're my babies. One thing about life. When you're responsible for your children until you die, you know what I'm saying? So it's not a such thing as when they turn 18, it's a wrap. No, they just getting started. You know what I mean? And I call myself. Oh, matter of fact, I keep telling you, I got the Black Women in Pain shirts. You know what I mean? So, like I said, I did the shirts 4 years ago. And I just pulled it out the box. I said, "Yo, I'm gonna flip it today." I started wearing the Black Men in Pain, you know, because we go through a lot. You know what I mean? So, and we struggle just as much, or even more so as women do. Even the ones who act like they don't care to y'all, but when they're not around y'all, they talk to us, or we talk, you know. And I had several guys y'all know that was in my corner and you know, talking to me, yo, A, B, you know what I'm saying? I had one of my, y'all know Sean that cut hair, whatchamacallit husband. Yeah. He cut the clip. Yeah, Sean cut the clippers off on me one day. You know what I'm saying? He's like, say what? He said, hold on. He stopped cutting hair, grabbed me and walked me outside. Wow. And by us being, I'm a man's man, so I'm aggressive. He's aggressive. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, no, you ain't doing that. What, Nick, what's wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? I didn't hear what I wanted to hear from Sean. So I went to another Sean, which is Pipe, thinking that I was gonna get a different answer, and everybody gave me the same answer. So you know, which was a blessing. Huh?
What was the answer?
Oh, you ain't doing that. I was going through it. You know what I'm saying? So, and you know, I ain't gonna go deep into it, but it was some things that shouldn't have been done. You know what I mean? For the disrespect part, you know what I mean? And you can't, when you hurt someone, you can't control how they react. You know what I'm saying? So in your mind, they shouldn't be acting like that, or I shouldn't be acting like that. You know what I'm saying? But you can't control somebody else's pain. You don't know how they going to react to the situation. And you know, the biggest thing is taking responsibility. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I had to do. Take responsibility for some of the things that went on. You, like I said, you grow apart a little bit. You know, you've been together since what, the 11th grade. You know what I mean? So, and like I said, you know, you build together. You know, we got a house built from the ground up. We got beautiful kids. You know what I mean? And working as a good team. But like I said, after, you know, sometimes you work here, but you working apart. You know, you don't realize that instead of you going this way, you're going boom. You know what I'm saying? Like a roundabout. You end up going, you know, not seeing eye to eye on a whole lot of things. And the biggest thing for me was the biggest mistake I've ever made as far as my marriage was, and I ain't scared to admit it, I had to turn my back on God. So yeah. I wouldn't even use the word God. You know what I'm saying? Everything that God brought me through, I call him Yah. Everything, but I say God so people can know who I'm talking about. So everything that I've been through in my life, I always gave praise to God. And I got arrogant, you know what I mean? And I started, you know, going against the things that I knew was right. You know what I mean? I wouldn't even, if you go back, man, people's like, Brian, why you talking to me? Why you talk the way you talk? You know what I'm saying? Because you can't prove, you know, and, you know, and God just allowed me to do it to myself. You know what I'm saying? You can't blame God for things happening. God let things happen to you. He allowed, because we got free will. And that was the biggest mistake. And when I lost everything, you know, I had to come back to God. You know what I mean? So, and I was crying.
One thing God is going to always allow you to do is learn that hard lesson.
Oh, it was hard. It was hard. It was extremely hard. I was at one of my buildings because I have a commercial cleaning and I do landscaping. And I don't know if y'all know about my cutting cancer program, which is after I lost my dad, from cancer in 2012. I do free landscaping for cancer patients. And that's my pride and joy. That's my pride and joy. I love doing that. I'm very busy. God keep me moving, you know what I mean? And some of my cousins, if I saw my cousin on here, she knew the way we was raised, you know what I'm saying? So she probably shocked you like, Brian, stop believing in God. There she go right there. Amen. There she go. It's my cousin Erica. You know what I mean? So I saw her flash up here, but yeah, there she go. And we've been together since New York, you know what I'm saying? And then we all moved back down here. But once I started, I'm gonna tell you, I was at one of my buildings. I never forget it. I was in there, I was taking care of the warehouse, and I had this tears just rolling. And I was like, I said, God, what you want me to do? And I was so glad nobody was around me, because when I was cleaning the big warehouse, I had my head down and it was just rolling. And he said, you just come on back home. You know what I mean? So I was in the pig pen, you know what I'm saying? I went up there and squandered all my money. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe in God no more, you know what I'm saying? And and God allowed me to come back home. And but the thing what God did with me though, he didn't let me fall. Even though I stopped believing in, he always kept me afloat. That's how much he loved me, you know what I mean? So he would never let me fall on my face, but he always kept my businesses going. I knew it was God doing it. And that was when I came back to God, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't understand. And I'm not scared to say it. I even went to a psychiatrist because I pay my own insurance. I have insurance through my company. And I couldn't understand. I said, look, if I'm such a bad person, everybody keeps saying, you know, I'm this and I'm that. Why is God continue to bless me the way he's blessing me? You know what I'm saying? And to this day, I don't put out flyers for my companies. You know what I'm saying? I just get phone calls. Hey, we need you for this. Hey, we need you for that. And once I just handed the keys back over to God, everything just changed for me. And, you know, and to this day, you know what I'm saying? I keep God first. You know, everybody say, you just look different. I said, well, when you put God first, you know, you tend to look different. You talk different. Don't really shake you up like you used to. When God got the front, the back, and both of your sides, you know what I'm saying? You can walk through the bullets, you know what I'm saying? And you know, some things, I mean, it affect you, but it don't affect you as much if you got God in your corner. You know what I'm saying? So when God is not in your corner, you know what I'm saying, you'll see the repercussions from it, you know. So, but everything that I do is if y'all look at my videos like on TikTok, everything I praise God, you know what I'm saying? Because some people want to see you fall on your face, you know what I'm saying? Family and friends, especially them fake friends. You know, so they pretend. A lot of people that's around you, you think they with you, you know what I'm saying? But they do more gossiping about you, you know what I mean? And you think these people, and the people I'm talking about, y'all know them. Y'all went to school, y'all sat down and ate lunch, but you know, it is what it is, you know what I mean? So God allowed me to lose the stuff that I had.
Yes, he will break you down.
Right. So I had a conversation with God, right? God was like, when you know, I'm like, okay, I'm taking this, I'm taking that. God said, just leave everything. I said, no. No. I told God, you got to explain that. I was at work. I'll never forget it. At the same building when I was crying, he said, just leave everything, start new. I said, no, all that stuff that I got, nice, da. He said, leave it. So when I got my apartment, you know, everything was empty, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, me and Tanya, we still cool. We're still cool. You know, when it comes to the kids, you know what I'm saying? Hey, yo, whatever, you know what I'm saying? So, and she still helped me with certain things. She helped me with certain things I help her with. Cause we got a big family, you know what I'm saying? So, and I still love her to death, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes you can get more accomplished when you're not together, you know what I mean? If that makes sense, you know what I'm saying? So when God was like, now I want you to start over, I want you to buy everything new, you know what I'm saying? I was like, man, come on, man. I got that brand new TV, man. You worrying about a TV. So
Material stuff.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? So
but that's real though.
Yeah, you know, so I got a beautiful apartment, and everything that was in there was brand new. Everything was brand new. And the first hardest thing for me, and most men probably would agree, you know, when we go grocery shopping with y'all, we just push the basket. You know what I mean? So, and we might grab some cookies, you know what I'm saying, and just put in the basket. The hardest thing for me was grocery shopping because I never had to grocery shop on my own. You know, Brian, pick up some bacon. Okay, you know, grab some chicken wings. But when you got to fill up your refrigerator, you know, I was in Food Lion looking at people's baskets. I'm not lying to you, trying to figure out what they got in their basket. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm serious. People probably thought I was creepy because I want.
Yeah, looking in their basket.
I'm walking around looking and trying to figure out what people got in their basket. I was like, well, damn, maybe I need to put that in my. It was crazy, you know what I mean? And but once I got that part down pat, it was smooth sailing, you know what I mean? So and God just put some good people around me to keep me afloat, you know what I'm saying? And he kept me busy to the point where I wasn't thinking so much about the situation. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna keep you busy doing this, even though you're thinking about it, but you don't have time to react to it because your plate is full. You know what I mean? So he kept me with a full plate to help me get along. And like I said, I had great people in my corner. You know, my kids, you know, kids gonna always roll with mom, you know what I mean? But they see how you know, I've been there since day one. I saw my kids before Tanya saw them. Because I was in the when they came out, you know what I'm saying? So I saw all my kids being born, you know what I mean? So you know, and it like I said, man, it was hard because we built so much together. You know what I'm saying? We built so much together. And but God got a way of doing things his way. You know what I'm saying? So I felt myself getting more accomplished, you know what I'm saying, in my life. So, and sometimes God needs you to be by yourself because he got a bigger calling for you. You know what I'm saying? So I don't, you know, I'm allowed this to happen because I need you over here. That same energy that he needed me to talk against him, he need me to talk for him now. Because I was, oh man, y'all would be like, Brian, you going to hell. Some of the stuff you say. B, I can't believe you talking like this. You know what I'm saying? So you know, so God needed me to you know, he allowed things to happen. And once I got back on the team, you know what I'm saying? He just been constantly blessing me. You know what I mean? So a lot of things that I lost, he just gradually giving it back because I'm obeying the things that he's telling me to do. You know what I mean? So and I'm having conversations with God. See, and my punishment from God is very I think it's more than the normal person, because I always claim that I'm anointed by the grace of God. You know what I'm saying? And I sit next to God. And just like the angels that got kicked out of heaven because you think you know too much. So okay, so I kicked myself out. Did nobody kick me out? I kicked myself out. So I gotta take full responsibility for it. You know what I'm saying? And I got my grandmama pictures and stuff. See, I was raised right. You know what I mean? So, and I know my grandmamas and my grandfathers turn over in their grave hearing me talk the way I talk. You know what I mean? And so, you know, just like things happen, you know what I mean? And he just allowed me to every time I keep the way things are going in my life, as far as keeping God first, and even if you do keep God first, when you keep God first, stuff still happens to you. You know what I'm saying? I was in the hospital a week with COVID, and I didn't think I was coming home. You know what I mean? So, and then even in that instant, I was working, and my kids was like, "Yo, you don't sound right," and it sounded like I had a frog in my throat, but I didn't notice it. You know what I mean? I just thought I had a head cold, and Tony said, "Look, you need to go to the," she just called me and said, "Yo, I heard you ain't doing right. You sound terrible. Go to the," I said, "Yeah, okay, I'm going." And then I heard my daughter called me, and I heard my grandkids in the back. They called me daddy, and they started, "Daddy, daddy, daddy." Then I started tearing up. So I said, "Okay, let me go to the doctor and get checked out." So my doctor wouldn't let me in the building. They said, "You need to go down to Hanover, either Memorial Regional or Hanover Healthcare." So I just went down there. I didn't think they was going to keep me. They took my car keys and everything. Said, "No, you can't leave." I had Delta. When Delta came out, Delta got on me. And let me tell you something.
That was like the worst time.
Yes. And I really didn't think I was gonna make it home. I really didn't. They was pumping steroids, and 3 times a day they gotta give you a shot in the stomach with a needle like this. They don't numb it, they just go in with it. You know what I mean? And 2:00 in the morning, they'll come, they'll knock, they'll come in, they fully geared up. And God put me through that. And I only like talking about it because I got to relive it when I talk about it. And it's very scary because sometimes when you close your eyes, you don't think you're gonna open them back up.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So Henrico doctors took care of me. So they did a phenomenal job with me. And look, I'm trying not to tear up now because I don't even like talking about it. But people need to know about it. So God put me through that, and I worked and worked and worked, got better. And then last year, I had a heart attack. Working landscaping, but God gave me the signals, and I wasn't listening. So one of my buildings is 2 of my buildings is in Chester, and every time I had them bad pains, I'm thinking it's my blood pressure. So I just exactly what I did. I kept saying, okay, it's my blood pressure. So I kept taking 2 blood pressure pills and a Tylenol. But if you get clogged arteries, that ain't gonna help you. So God kept telling me, the voice kept saying, okay, go to the fire station behind the building, let them check you. I kept brushing it off, like, no, I'm good. I just took my medicine. So that Tuesday came around, and I had just finished Tracy Boney, that went to school. She graduated in '88. She's Tracy Oliver now, but she used to be Tracy Boney at our school, at Kennedy. I just finished Tracy Yard, and I was on my way to one of my other customers off of Oakley's Lane. And as soon as I got there by Crispy's, crossing Crispy's, everything got real bright, and I had this stabbing pain in my chest. And I said, Lord, I'm about to die. And when that bright light came, people just started looking different. You know what I mean? It was like I could look through people, and I was saying, this ain't normal. So I'm holding my chest and I'm talking to God. I said, God, am I about to die right now? And God was like, drive to the fire station. So I drove to the fire station on Darbytown Road, had my trailer. I went in there waving my hands. I said, yo, man, I'm seeing things. Things don't look right. My chest killing me. I see a bright light. Those guys, they saved my life. And they got me to the hospital. They started putting IVs in me. They told me I was having a heart attack. I instantly started crying because a month prior to me having a heart attack, my cousin Larry, he passed away in his sleep from a heart attack. Baby Charles passed away. Aubrey Bethea passed away. You know what I'm saying? All from heart attacks. So in my mind, I ain't no different from these guys. You know what I'm saying? We around the same, we close to the same age. You know what I'm saying? And when I got to MCV, y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all something. It was like 15 doctors waiting on me. and they just kept saying, "Bring them, we got them." And each doctor did something different. You know what I'm saying? It's like the stuff you see in the movies. It was like a movie. And they got me in there, man. They started working on me, and next thing you know, they put me under. And I don't think, last thing I heard was my phone ringing, and that was my family calling, like, where he at. You know what I'm saying? So, Michael Hodges, he was one of the guys who was in the back of the ambulance with me, who was calming me down because I had broke down. I was like, man, I ain't gonna make it. I'm out of here. You know what I'm saying? But when I talked to Mike Hodges, he told me he waited for the surgery to be over with to find out, did I live? Did I make it? So it ain't about color. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Everybody that was driving who was with me was white. I'm the only black guy. You know what I'm saying? They didn't care about the color of my skin. They were trying to save my life. You know what I mean? And they did a great job, man. You know, I had 2 surgeries. I got 4 stents in my heart. And you know, God has just been excellent. You know what I mean? So, and for Christmas, I have a giving spirit, so I give a lot. I bought everybody. I bought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 gifts. I didn't know who was, you know, who was there, who was not there. I said, look, I want to give you all the gifts. He said, yo, that's Brian. Because then it was on TV. They did an interview about the whole thing on TV. And when I bought the gifts in there for the guys, they wanted to take pictures with me. They was like, hey, this is my man right here. You know, so everybody was hugging me, and it was, you know what I'm saying? You know, and the older men we get a little bit more emotional. Mm-hmm. So, you know, we're not that emotional when we're younger because we're supposed to be tough guys and whatever. Mm-hmm. But, you know, the older you get, the more sensitive you get. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, even those guys was in there, they was like shedding tears, like, man, we was there. It was just all love. And I mean,
we're glad you okay.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yes.
And God is good, no matter what.
Exactly. It's just a testimony from you know, I'm gonna tell you what I told my pastor, Pastor Kimberly Ridley, about 10 years ago. We had a conversation, and I said, Pastor, you know, she said, everything is a test from God. I said, Pastor, I'm sick of these tests that God keep giving. Okay? So keep running your mouth. That's what I kept doing, running my mouth. So my little test got a little harder. You know what I'm saying? So so I don't say nothing about God giving me these tests no more because, you know, I don't want to run myself up on something. So I'm trying to keep my, you know, but one thing about life is when you have to go through the storm that's presented in front of you. If you dodge the storm, eventually that same storm gonna come back to face you. You know what I mean? So every storm that God put in front of me, I had to go exactly through the storm. You know what I mean? And I've seen people dodge the storm instead of doing what they're supposed to do to go through the storm and come out a better person. They don't go through the storm the way they're supposed to. And that same storm is going to show back up, but it's not going to show up the same way it would have been if you would have went through it the first time. That's when it shows back up, it's going to be a little stronger. You know what I'm saying? Because each storm that we go through, God prepares for that storm anyway. You know what I mean? So, and he prepared you to go through that fire. And then, you know, things happen. When you lift weights, you feel it burning. You're not going to bulk up or look good until you start feeling that burn. You know what I'm saying? So, and that prepares you for whatever you're going through. If you playing football, you playing basketball, or you just trying to look good and take care of yourself. All storms that come in front of us, we have to go through them. And it makes you a better, make you a stronger person. You know what I mean? So,
well, you a question because we're gonna get back to the topic that we brought you
here. Yes.
Life, the divorce from a male's point of view. So I know after I got my divorce, it was hard for me to trust people, to because when you met, and I was only married a short time. You were married, you say 28 years?
Yeah,
hard for you
to
kind of get back out there and trust people, because people play a lot of more games than before.
Yeah.
How is it for men, when it's time for you to, when you take your break, get yourself back together, because I don't think anybody should get divorced and then be right back out there. I think you need some time to yourself. So after you done had time to yourself, how do men handle that, getting back out there, dating kind of thing?
I have trust issues. You know what I'm saying? I don't. It's hard. When you're a good person, some men, they don't care. You know what I'm saying? They're looking for the next bed to jump in. You know what I mean? For me, I was hesitant in a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? Trusting people. You don't know what's on that person's mind, why they want to, be around you. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we keep that wall up, just like y'all keep y'all wall up. We got a wall too.
What's that motive?
I think you had a wall. I just think y'all just jump straight in.
No. Men got a wall. Y'all got to realize we feel the same pain y'all feel. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of guys jumping in the bed with very quickly will, try to get your mind off of the situation you just been through. It don't work, because you find yourself in multiple beds. You know what I mean?
Some men I know, when they have trust issues, that's what they do.
Mm-hmm.
No, for me, I was the opposite. I didn't really want to be around, and people, some of the guys, that was married, they'd be like, B, I know you got it going on. You a bachelor. I said, man, don't call me no bachelor. You know what I'm saying? And I don't have it going on like that. You know what I'm saying? So, I love to cook. So for me, I had company over, nice girl. It was cool, but I always let them know, look, I ain't looking for nothing. You know what I'm saying? I ain't ready for all that. You know what I mean? So we can just be friends. We can be cool, because I don't trust people like that. You know what I'm saying? And I never did trust a lot of people, even before all this stuff happened. I always had trust issues. You know what I'm saying? So, in our era, when we came up, we got beatings. We got worked over a little bit. You know what I'm saying? By grown-ups. You know what I'm saying?
I think I died once.
Yeah, I've been worked over pretty good. You know what I mean? So, and I had, we'll say that for another day. But I could I talk about it.
Did you give the women? Oh, sorry, P. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna ask you about when you started dating women. Did they get a different version of you?
Yeah. More confident. Because when you've been in a relationship for so long, see, what we get away from is, oh damn, you look good. You know what I'm saying? Or we get away from the compliments. I've always been complimented. You know what I'm saying? Yo, you look good, girl. What you got on? But it don't go both ways sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So when people say, damn, you look good, I'd be like, I look around. Who are they talking to? You know what I'm saying? Because when you get to a point in life, you don't hear it as much. You know what I'm saying? So when people start saying, man, you look good, you're taking care of yourself, You know, I said, oh, you know, I just brushed it off. You know, but when the guys be like, B man, you look good, you hit the gym, I'd be like, oh, I look all right. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it was kind of funny. It was kind of funny. You know what I mean? But I don't know, man. Men, we suffer. I think we suffer a little bit more than women do because we don't get the compliments like women get the compliments. You know what I mean? Women get compliments from women like, and they get compliments from men. We get it so far and few in between. You know what I'm saying? So when I had,
we have to, we got to keep each other up. Like me and my group of women, we inspired. That's where Inspire Her came from, because we felt like we need to inspire women, because a lot of times we suffer in silence.
Right.
We got kids, we got other people we got to take care of. Like,
John, John is funny. John, inbox me your.
Kilby gotta come on. I'm sorry, bro. Kilby.
No, you first see John.
Kilby gotta come. He's so retarded. He is retarded.
He's still pretty. I know John. John know he pretty. He know he pretty, Ricky. That's my man. I was just talking about John. With his crying self. He always crying. Every time he see me, he crying. When he graduated, he crying on my shoulder. I'm the first person he grabbed when he graduated in 89. He graduated 89, right? Soon as he walked out the mosque, he saw me, grab me, and messed up my shirt.
Hey.
But yeah, I think men suffer. I
can show his emotions.
I think men suffer more in silence than women do.
I think they do too.
Because we can't show that side. We can't show that we in pain. You know, we can't show that. Like, man, you still hurt over that. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man.
You know what the crazy thing is? Men think that women, I don't want no man is crying all the time. Now, I don't want you to be crying all the time, but I don't mind if you show me your true feelings.
Of course,
because it makes me feel like I can connect with you, but you're not perpetrating like you something you're not.
Right?
Everybody
exactly.
At a certain point in life.
Correct.
Well, and this my advice to guys, men. When you with your lady, put the cell phone down. See, one thing about me, I always been a good listener.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm like that now. You know what I mean? So it's more. You know what? I'm a better version of that person that I used to be. You know what I mean? And I know I am. You know what I'm saying? So, and I feel it down in my spirit. I'm a Brian Mitchell 5, 6, 7, 10 years ago is not the Brian Mitchell that I am today. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, and it comes from learning. You know what I mean? So, and the same hurt you dish out, eventually it's gonna come back to bite you. You know what I mean? So, so now the version that I am now, you know what I mean? I'm proud of this one because I came from that particular Brian. Now, you know what I'm saying? I'm a better version than I ever been. And I'm looking to be even more so better than I was yesterday. You know what I mean? So you know, we grow every day. And sometimes God allowed the darkness. Everybody talking about the light. We need the light. But the darkness is just as important as the light. You know what I mean? Because when you plant seeds, where you plant the seeds at? Come on, talk to me. I'm asking y'all questions now. Talk to me. When we plant them seeds, when we plant them in the ground, where they go?
In the dirt.
But in the darkness. In the darkness. You know what I'm saying? So darkness is just as important as the light. You know what I'm saying? When we lay down and go to sleep, when we going back to the darkness. You know what I'm saying? So darkness is required for us to grow. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, the storms that we go through is darkness. You know what I'm saying? Because
talk to these men out here. Tell the man that might be going through a divorce right now. Give him like 3 tips. What helped you the most?
The first tip I can give you is God. Keep God first. That's the first thing.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And be true to yourself. Did you cause some of this foolishness?
Mm.
You know what I mean? You know, did you cause, some of this foolishness that's going on? You know what I mean? So, and the third one is, oh wow, be responsible for that foolishness that you caused.
Yes,
accountability is the most important thing. You know what I'm saying?
And so many of us lack that.
I listen to guys talk, and I'm not gonna throw my guys under the bus, but some of the stuff that we talk about is like, damn, man, how can you? Some of the guys I know, they got 4 and 5 women. I'll never say their name, but they know they got a spouse. I'm like, how you keep up? How you keep up?
4 and 5 women with the spouse?
I'm like, how you keep up with all that foolishness? Man, and they just happy-go-lucky with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, hey, you need to cut that out, man. Definitely cut that. You need to cut that out. I've been around cats. We out eating, and I seen cats take the ring off. I said, man, put your ring back on. What you taking your ring off of? Oh, you saw that beat? Yeah, I saw it. Put your ring back on your finger, man. Take all the energy that you're trying to do over here, take the energy home. You know what I mean? So responsibility, man. We got to be more responsible. I got 4 daughters and 7 granddaughters. So I have to be on my P's and Q's with the stuff that I'm trying to teach my grandkids. You know what I'm saying? Because they might ask me one day, what happened between you and grandmama, daddy? You know what I'm saying? Then I got to just tell them, what happened. You know what I'm saying? So, we ain't together, but we together because we still responsible for y'all. You know what I'm saying? So, and when people go their separate ways, that it don't mean that you got to hate the individual. You know what I'm saying?
And speaking of this, I don't think it matters whose fault it was. At the end of the day, it's a divorce, and it can be traumatizing and upsetting to both parties.
Of course, right? So
your fault. It can still be pretty upsetting because at some point you're gonna realize and you're gonna understand what made the marriage break down. And a lot of times, after you get your divorce, you're like, man, all the things I could have done better.
Right.
Or realize
exactly.
that you shouldn't have been there in the first place. Sometimes you can realize that.
That's true.
There you go. You know what I mean? So, but I've been thriving. I mean, hey, God got me so busy that, hold on, this is another advice that I like to give men and women. Keep your money separate. You know what I mean? Keep your money separate.
During marriage? During marriage?
Yes. Keep your money separate. Always have an account where all the bills is coming out of. You know what I mean? That's the account that we both have a part of. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I feel about it. I ain't going,
We had an account where all the bills was being paid out of, and then we had an account where we saved together, and then we had our own accounts with our own what we call play money. Because I don't question you and what you're doing with your play money, long as you ain't doing nothing you shouldn't be. But if you want to go out and buy a motorcycle and you got it, and if I want to go spend my money on nails and everything, and I got it,
there you go. There you go. Yeah, that's just some
play money.
Yeah.
Old school, Mr. McGee said we got 3.
Ours, hers, and mine.
What'd he say?
I mean, as long as you're saving enough money so that if anything goes wrong with the house or whatever, you already got there to take care of that, and then whatever stuff is yours. Because I don't want nobody telling me that I can't go get my hair done.
Well, that's
right. I did. Well, I didn't. I just put all my money in one pot. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't keep up with nothing. I said, I know what's going in there. You know, take care of everything. I never looked at no bills. I never looked at nothing. I just knew what was going into the account. But you know, control. Like I said, control your own money. And not to say nothing was bad or off like that, but you know, at the end of the day, you know, right now I control every dime that goes into my account. I know what's in there in my accounts, more than one, because God has been flooding me. You know what I mean? So I'm doing really good for myself. Like I said, I'm really proud of myself. And like I said, some of the things that I lost, He's gradually giving everything back to me. And that's all I can say, man. You know, I can't say nothing more, none less. Is and I tell people, if y'all can work it out, because there's a lot being lost when you go your separate ways. You know what I'm saying? So you know, my kids got the house. And you know, I got two of my daughters in the house, and my other two daughters got apartments. And it's better that way. You know what I'm saying? So because you lose a lot.
Yeah, you do. Have you gotten into a serious relationship since this is separation or divorce?
There you go, getting in his business.
Say it again.
Have you gotten into a serious relationship after the separation / divorce?
She getting in your business.
No, she fair. One was pretty long. You know what I mean? But and I have some really, like I said, really good friends, really good friends. My thing is, you got to watch out for the, you got to watch out for the single friend that's jealous of, you know, of the friend that's dating. You know what I mean?
You got to explain that.
Okay, all right. I had she was a great person. You know what I'm saying? And really, she had her own money. You know what I'm saying? She beautiful person, beautiful smile. And we was real cool. And she had went to one of the colleges in North Carolina. And so, and we traveled. We have great, you know, real cool. And so one of her girlfriends went on the internet, because all the people that I know always put three hearts beside them. All the kids that I knew growing up, whatever they have on, you know, on Instagram. All the people that I know always put three hearts beside them. All the kids that I knew.
So you got to turn off whatever you had on.
Okay.
No,
and
John.
So she sent me a picture of one of the people that I saw grow up, because I put three hearts beside, because she had posted something. You know, I'll put the little hearts beside it, and her negative girlfriend asking me questions. I'm like, hold on now, don't do that. I watched that child grow up from a baby to you know, to almost a grown up. So, you know, just causing conflict. So I was like, damn, we have something real cool. You know what I'm saying? And you let the person who ain't got no damn back mess up what you had. You know what I'm saying? So I don't care for that. I don't care for that. That's low. You know what I mean? So, and like I said, man, she was a good person. But when you got somebody else influencing you because they don't have nobody, and you got a pretty good guy, you know what I'm saying? It just turned me off. It just turned me off.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Do you think you'll ever get married again? Javadas wanted to know.
Oh wow. It just turned me off.
On again.
You know.
Do you think you'll ever get married again?
Probably.
You mute him, Sharita.
You gotta mute John. I probably I might, you know, not right now, no time soon though. No time soon. Because one thing I enjoy now, I done been to Vegas a couple times. the funny thing about when I went to Vegas, by me taking care of my family the way I take care of them, and when I'm in Vegas, so my splurging, when I was buying things, I said, "Oh no, I can't buy that because I got take care of the family." I'm like, hold on now, I'm out here by myself.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I splurged like hell. I have never spent $6,000 or $7,000 on myself.
Wow.
Man, I bought Gucci. I was in that. Man, I had a great time. You know what I mean? So, and I travel now. You know what I'm saying? Wherever I want to go, I don't have to ask permission. You know what I'm saying? And I don't mean asking permission like that. There's a respect thing when you
Right.
married. You just can't go nowhere.
Everything.
You know what I'm saying? You like, right.
So let's hear John's story. Hey, John.
John, what's good?
How are you?
John
Talk
got
to me, John.
John had a story.
What's up, B?
How you feeling, baby?
Hey, man, I feel great. I'm still a little hoarse.
From what? I know you ain't hoarse from Saturday. I mean Friday and Saturday.
Yeah, man. I'm recuperating. I'm recouping.
Okay.
My story is similar to his. As a matter of fact, when I spoke to him Saturday, we talked about our divorces. And one of the things that what y'all don't understand is that my father and his father were friends.
Definitely.
And we both came up in 2-parent homes.
Yeah.
And one of the things that bothered me about my divorce, and I said this to him, it's like, man, we both come out of 2-parent homes. Yeah. And our parents were together until they died. Mm. And they put us in positions to have more resources than they had.
Right.
But we couldn't keep our families together.
Right.
And one of the things that both our parents had in common is that our mothers didn't have to work as hard. Our fathers were very hard workers and they were good providers. Mm-hmm. Sometimes our fathers had to work late, but they came home about the same time every day. And they were there for dinner and you had to sit down. Yeah. I mean, his father was the same as mine. We had to sit down and eat dinner together. You remember that?
There you go.
Being called in the house because they wanted to eat with their families.
Exactly.
So when I went through my divorce, it was hard. It was hard because, just to give you a little background, I have 2 brothers. One is deceased now. My brother Billy passed away. But I was my mother and father's only son to graduate from high school. I was the only one to finish college both times. Mm-hmm. I was the only one to purchase a house and a car. I was the only one to get married. I was the only one to have children inside of a marriage. Mm-hmm. So when all of that came crushing down and I had nephews watching me, how do I explain that to them? How does this happen? And it was difficult. It was very difficult.
I was there. Me and John talked a lot. John wasn't even living around because me and John lived on the same block, 4th Avenue, right down the street. You know what I'm saying? And I would see John periodically, and John was crushed like I was. You know what I'm saying? So. Yeah. And I'm never thinking that I'm talking to John trying to get him focused. Then somebody got to come behind me 10, 15 years later and give me that same speech. You know what I mean? So, I've seen John. John, go ahead, talk, John. Go ahead.
I mean, did you feel like you failed, John? Did you feel like you failed?
Most definitely. Most definitely. Because like Brian, I managed to purchase a home. We both purchased homes in Verona. Yeah. My wife did not work. I put her in a position where she did not have to work. Purchased 2 cars, had an Expedition and a XLT with the grill and the rims on it. And like Brian, I became very arrogant. And well, I was already arrogant, but it got worse. You know, it's you have to be very careful what you say to your significant other.
Yeah.
Because I can tell you when my marriage changed. And I don't mind it, you know. That was an argument. And I said something that I shouldn't have said. I saw the look and the hurt in her face, and it just changed my marriage. What I said to her, because I mean, when you're making a nice piece of money, you tend to overindulge, getting the biggest cable package you can get, plus getting the satellite dish to go with it.
Yeah.
So you can flip remotes. Huh?
I said B was talking about buying Gucci. You talking about getting the biggest.
No. We're gonna get to that because John loved to dress. See, because John started.
We know you were dapper. You were looking good.
John liked to shop at Franco's. So, so I started getting custom made suits. Huh? What'd you say?
We didn't say anything.
You know, and I was buying and spending a lot. And so you get the Italian leather furniture, you get the big screen TV, you know, you get the bed with the you let your children go in the store and pick out their own beds and bedrooms, and you let the kids go in the store. What store you want to go to for back to school? You pick out what you want. Meet me at the cash register. So when you start doing stuff like that, and you're the breadwinner, you get a little arrogant. And one day we got into an argument, and I can tell you what exactly I said, because I felt like I was pushed a little bit too far, and I turned around and said, your name ain't on a goddamn thing in here. And so that changed it.
Wow.
That changed it. And no matter how much you apologize, you cannot suck words back in your mouth.
No, you can't. Nope.
Because the hurt is still there.
Yeah.
And you can't fix it.
Right. And part of the trust is too. You know what I mean? So
yeah, it's gone. So the relationship changes. Yeah. And so voices from other people creep in. You start hanging with friends who are not married. And so when your wife starts hanging with women that are not married, that's a sign of trouble.
Yes.
And so things like that happen, and you're trying to fix it. But when your wife doesn't argue about the things that she used to argue about, she's found happiness somewhere else.
Yeah.
And you start to see those signs. And there's really nothing you can do. When a woman's fed up, it ain't nothing you can do about it. She already gone.
Yep.
And
when
so
when a woman stop arguing with you, you're right.
Yep, she has checked out.
Yeah, she checked out. And so a lot of things happen with that, because men can move on, but the things that keep us from moving on is the mental pictures of what she might be doing.
Yeah.
We can't deal with the mental pictures. There was nothing more truer. If you watch the ending of The Best Man, and you see him about to marry her, and he starts seeing the mental pictures of what his wife was doing with his best friend.
Yeah.
That is the truest scene that ever happened in the movie.
Yeah.
Because it is hard, because the Bible teaches us that the bed of marriage is infallible. So when you get your wife and you learn her and she learns you, and when she decides to give you a treat, and then you wondering now, I done paid bills with this woman, I done built a life with her, I done learned her, she done learned me.
Right.
Is she doing this with whoever?
Yeah.
And those pictures creep in the back of a man's mind.
Yes, they do. And that will make them snap too.
Yeah. If you don't have people in your corner talking to you, and if you don't have a prayer life and a spiritual life, it will kill you in the inside.
Exactly.
So what did you do with all of those feelings? How did they manifest themselves into something
The
else.
thing about it with pain has a peak. Most people, huh?
Go ahead.
Go ahead,
I
John.
can't hear you.
Go ahead.
Nobody said nothing. Go ahead.
The thing about pain is that pain has its peak, and it reaches a peak, and then at that peak, it starts to hurt just a little bit less.
There you go.
And you start to get back on your feet, but you have to go through it.
Yep.
And you need a spiritual, you need some spirituality, and you need that Bible. Psalms 23, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil, for thou art with me.
That's
Thy
right.
rod and thy staff, it covers me.
Me. That's right.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
you have to realize that. And
Yeah.
then in order to get over the pain and the hurt, because you realize that one, this is the mother of your children. She has your children. So you don't want to do things to hurt her, because there's a thing called the big kick theory. Whereas if I kick you, you're going to kick the kids, because that's who you're going to take it out on. So the less pain you put on her, the less those children suffer.
Right.
And you have to understand that it's not just about you, because the kids are suffering too.
Yeah.
So to do less of that, you have to sometimes bite your lip, go in your corner, cool off, come back out, and realize that it's not just about you.
Yeah.
It's about those kids and how they're going to recover, because they're not seeing mommy and daddy together every day now. And that's hard.
Yeah.
So with me, I had to realize something that was, because I had to realize that although I was going through a divorce and we weren't together anymore, that I'm gonna always love that woman. Always. Simply because she put her life on the line 3 times to give me 3 babies. That's something that I couldn't do for myself.
That's right.
And while I was out working, she was the one taking care of those 3 children. So I will forever be indebted to her. So when you start to realize that it's not about you, but it's about those babies, and it's about putting some form of normalcy and comforting, a atmosphere where they can be comforted and have some type of normalcy, that's when you start to work to put things together. But you're going to also need some time to yourself. And there's nothing wrong with going to talk to a professional. There's nothing wrong with it.
Exactly.
I love that y'all men are open to therapists.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I had to.
Yeah. See, because what happened to me is going through my divorce, my mother died in the midst of that. And at that same time, I had to short sell my house too, because child support for 3 children and the house payment do not match.
No, it don't.
It don't. And it'll hurt your pocket. So, trying to navigate the death of my mother, to deal with a divorce, to deal with my children are no longer in my house with me. And it was just hard. It was hard. And I got to the point where I got tired of losing these custody cases in court. And so I was very angry. And I mean, stupid thoughts were crossing my mind. And like Brian, I had a come to Jesus moment. And I was like, Lord, I surrender. I'm done. I can't do it by myself.
You got that right.
I cannot do this by myself.
Right.
But as a result of that, it took me 3 years, but I won sole legal custody of all 3 of my daughters.
Oh, wow. What
Yeah.
Girls?
Yeah.
You got girls. Dang.
Yeah, I raised, I mean, their mother was still in their life, and their mother pays her child support, and she had, them for every other weekend, and she's a good mother, but we just didn't work out together. And I've never said anything bad and that's another thing. Never get in the habit of saying something bad about your children's parent, the other parent.
There you go.
Never do it. Because those children see you as superheroes. And
Yep.
so when you open your mouth and say something, it's like, why is mommy or daddy saying this? And it divides them and it gives them something else to worry about. And
Right.
they don't deserve that.
That's true. That's true.
Mhm.
How old are your kids now, John?
Oh, wow. 25, 22, and 16.
Oh, you still
Okay.
got one at home, huh?
Yes, I do. Yes, I
Okay.
do. Yes,
Well,
I do.
I want to commend you guys for actually wanting to come on here and open up about this, because believe you me, there's some men that may be watching now or may watching the rerun that may be going through something like this, and they need to hear from a man that has experienced it
Mhm.
and now on the other side.
Well,
Right.
one of the things I did,
hold on, John.
one of the things I did, and for a while, when,
Hold on for a second. When I created the Black Men in Pain, I was trying to form a group then 4 years ago, because the guys who helped me and talked to me, I was saying to myself, I need to form a group for us. You know what I'm saying? Okay, you don't want to go to a psychiatrist, cool. We'll be the psychiatrist. You know what I'm saying? Because John will tell you, I sat on this porch right here and let John and cried on my shoulder so many times. When you graduated from high school, who showed you cried on?
You remember that? You
Come
was the
on,
first
man.
person I saw when I ran out the mosque. You remember
Did
that?
I say that? It messed up my damn shirt. But
I cried for about 15 minutes.
Yeah, he wouldn't let me go. So, like I said, on this block right here, I love these guys. You know what I'm saying? And John will come through either here or he'll catch me at my house. And I sit in the expedition and I just let him talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, John, but you can't do that though, John. You know what I'm saying? And the same speech that I was giving John, somebody had to give that same speech to me.
Mm-hmm.
So
pay it forward.
You know what I'm saying? So Black men, we gotta stop.
We're willing to listen.
Hey, yeah, exactly. And we hey, look, there's nothing wrong. If you got insurance, there's nothing wrong with going down, sitting and talking to somebody.
Yeah.
Get that arrogant. You ain't gotta tell nobody. I mean, nobody needs to know where you're going.
Shoot, man, let me tell you something.
There's a doctor's appointment. What are you talking about? You know what I mean?
I tell guys in the barbershop all the time, man, go talk to somebody, man, because dealing with my mother's death, dealing with fighting for my children, dealing with losing my house, dealing with a divorce, and the things that caused the divorce, it was a whole lot of stuff just stacking on top. And like you said, I used to come talk to you. It was like I couldn't breathe. It was it was driving me crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what a professional does, she knows how to pull those, make you deal with them. They pull those layers off, man.
Yeah.
And you start to deal. And they make you look at yourself and let you see some of your imperfections, man. And we have imperfections. None of us are perfect. We have imperfection. And looking at that person butt naked in the mirror can be rough sometimes.
Yeah.
That's my counselor. Yeah.
Yeah.
I call her up sometime and be like, girl, talk me off this mountaintop. I'm about to lay somebody out. Tell me don't do it.
And another thing I want to put out there too, because when men go to court for their children, the court instantly thinks that the child is supposed to go with the mother and the father is okay with that. And we as men have to know our rights. And we'll sign stuff and settle for stuff and we don't know what we're signing. So in the midst of what I did, I got rid of my lawyer. And you know me, I like to study. There is a library at the top of the circuit court that teaches you all the laws. And I went through that book big time and wound up whooping the guardian ad litem and whooping the lawyer and got custody of my 3 daughters. So know what your rights are when it comes to your children. Because sometimes they won't let you as a man come see your child and know their progress in school. When in actuality, all you need is a birth certificate or a social security card to show that you are that child's father, and you can gain rights. You can gain information that, you know, that information on your child, how they're doing in school, and you can come to visit. Most people don't know that. They just think you can only see that child when the court tells you. No, you have rights as a parent.
That's awesome, John.
Yeah, there's nothing that says, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful to the women, because there are some good women that raise their children. But when a father cuts the cord on all three of his children and raise those children from the womb, you can't just cut them off like that.
No, you can't.
And you shouldn't. You shouldn't want to.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to have to raise my child by myself.
Me either.
And from a single mother who had a man that didn't want to do right. No, I don't think. And women that say, "Oh, I don't want him," that's sorry, ladies. I'm just gonna say it. It's trifling.
Yeah.
No,
and selfish.
Good woman that knows about family wants to raise a child by themselves, because I want my daughter. I don't want her to be like, well, why don't I have a dad? And thank God I had married a man who accepted my child as his own. And even though we're divorced, that's still his baby.
Yeah, man, it is nothing like going to school plays, trick-or-treating, first day of school, going to sports events. It's nothing like waking up on Christmas or putting those gifts together the night before. It's nothing like wrapping Christmas gifts. It's nothing like getting in the floor, dancing in the middle of the floor with your children, trying to keep up with the dances that they do. It's nothing like being a dad. You know?
We know teaching them how to be pretty too.
There you go.
It's nothing like taking them to the beauty parlor, man. Even though now, when I take my daughter to the beauty parlor, she make me leave because I want to sit and hear what y'all talking about.
No, you need to get up out there, John. They ain't in the business. No, you can't do that, John. Do she sit right when you go to the barber? She can't listen to barbershop talk. Come on now.
Right.
Let me tell you something. As a woman, who was a little girl. Little girls look at their dad as their hero. My dad was even though he could do some wrong, I never thought he could do any wrong until I knew better. You know, my dad could do no wrong in my eyes.
Either.
No. The best thing ever. And you have to know that as men, that you do right by your girls, and even though you did get a divorce, they remember, you know, how you treated them, and they tend to look for men like their dad most of the time.
Kim, tell him big rocks. No, it's up
to most of the time.
So you ready to date? Have you started dating again?
John, you been dating. John, talk to us, John. Come on.
We know they knocking at your door.
John keeps seeing them blue dresses. John seen them blue dresses.
Well, if I'm a date a woman, they got to have a blue dress. They got to have that's the new standard now. They got to have a blue dress. Got to.
We had a whole lot of dresses at the reunion. He
don't need to explain that, Brian. He don't need to.
Oh Lord,
Brian was there.
But nah.
I saw the blue dress. I said, look. I saw the blue dress.
Nah. But
hey, John, I saw it before you saw the blue dress.
I've done some dating, but like I said, it took me about 1.5 years to catch up what was going on, because when you're inside of a marriage, I was married for 15 years. So when you're inside of a marriage and you go out and work and you come home, you create your own world within your own house.
Right.
You know, with your family. And there's rules and regulations that we set up where we respect each other's space and time and stuff like that. So when you're no longer with that person, you go out and you look around, you think the world is still the same. And it's not. The outside world has passed you by.
Yep, you got to catch up.
So you got to get used to stuff, man. And, I went through a phase of comparing women that I was dating to my ex-wife. I've been in arguments, and this still happens for some reason, where I'll call some women by my ex-wife's name.
What?
Yes.
When I get angry. Yeah.
When you angry, as long as it ain't in the bedroom, John.
Oh, no. I'm
gonna keep quiet on that one.
I hope not.
I'm gonna shut up on that one.
I'm with Peggy. Oh Lord Jesus.
It happened. Yeah. Yeah, it does happen.
It does. When you get
like
angry,
you got a little money. Do you feel like these new chicks? Okay, so are you guys? You're getting older. You're over 50 now. You kind of flocking to the younger women, or do
No.
women flock
No.
to you?
No.
Hell no.
No.
Hell no.
Hell no.
See, because younger women, they don't know how to cook a chicken. They don't know how to barbecue ribs.
No, for me, it's not even that for me. So
it's
46.
just.
Lowest I go is 46. I ain't touching no 30. I got a daughter that's 31. You know what I'm saying? I got another daughter that's 29. My twins is 28, 27, 27, something like that. So 46 and up, I can't go no lower than that. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I've dated some women and I've had to learn some things. There was this one in particular woman, good woman, Virginia State graduate, AKA woman, very professional. She didn't like the fact that I would still go to certain neighborhoods and hang out with certain guys. And she would ask me all the time, why are you still hanging with them? Why are you talking to those people? I'm like, oh, wait a minute, sister. Those people, they black just like you. What are you talking about? However, after I got out of that relationship, I had my sister broke some things down to me. And a woman, if she's really into a man, she sees what that man can be.
The potential.
And she sees his vision before he even sees it.
Yeah.
She can see it all the way to the end before he even starts it.
Yeah.
So she will tell you those are not the people that you need to be around when you're trying to accomplish something. You need to start the journey of separating yourself and putting yourself around people who have done the things that you're trying to do and spend more time with them and less time over here.
I agree.
Yeah. And my sister had to break that down to me because I felt like there was some control issues going on. She was like, nah.
And we know
she had a vision for you that you couldn't see.
For yourself. There you go.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
She believed in you. Hallelujah.
Well, I'm glad you explained that because I was looking at that in a different way. Like,
what
for
do you
instance, my family still lives in Highland Park. Still in the same vicinity I was raised in. And a lot of times people think that, oh, you don't need to hang around some of the same people. Thought maybe she was kind of looking down. So I'm glad you explained that because sometimes, you still have family, friends in certain areas and it's not go there, bringing you down or they might be the ones that you go to for inspiration, to go to
right.
to remember
right.
and all that kind of stuff. So I'm glad you explained that because I would never tell a man, not to go and visit his friends or somebody that he grew up with or whatever, because sometimes those people need you as well. They need to see that inspiration or that light that you can bring to their lives.
Right. Funny you should say that, because when I lost my house, I wound up going right back to Highland Park. And me and somebody that you guys know, I'm not going to put his name out there, we were going through our divorces at the same time. As a matter of fact, I was in both of his weddings. And he allowed me to rent his house from him.
Mm-hmm.
And so I moved on Fifth Avenue, right?
Yeah, I
And
remember that.
yeah. So coming back to Highland Park was hard, because
you was on Fifth, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And because I went through the same thing he went through. I lost everything, both cars, everything. So I was a social worker at the time, working at Department of Social Services downtown. And there were people that lived in my neighborhood that were going through things that needed services, and they didn't know how to get to it or how to navigate through the system. So I would have my computer set up, come to the house. We went through the VACAM system, knocked it out, and was helping people from my house. Or I would tell them, come downtown to the office, because it's a long wait. I would come down to the lobby, new people upstairs, can you come down here and help these people? So God has a way of putting you in places
where you need to be at.
where he can take your skills and be a blessing to other people.
Yeah.
That's right.
So you needed I think God put you there because those people needed you more than the outsiders did.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So I remember when you was over there. You know what I'm saying? Because you would come in and get a plate for my mama. You greet us. Yeah.
You know, a lot of people don't notice the house that I was renting wound up burning down. It caught on fire the day before Thanksgiving.
Oh my God.
Wow.
And I had to rescue my daughter out of that house.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Your oldest daughter? I remember.
No, my middle child.
It wasn't your oldest daughter?
No, it was my middle child. She was asleep, and the roof of the upstairs room was on fire. Fire was in the wall, smoke all in the hall. I'm trying to wake her up. She didn't wake up. So I had to slap her and put her on my shoulders and run back down the stairs while the house was burning down in the inside and bring her out.
My
God.
Yeah.
Wow.
John, you done been through some stuff.
I have.
All got a story to tell.
And so let me tell you something though. What happened was I wound up losing my job at social services because I was going through something with my oldest child. And I had to stay in a hotel and use my savings and pay for a hotel room. And so what happened was I got a call from Ralph Hodge, who's the pastor at Second Baptist Church.
Mm-hmm.
And he was telling me that there's a family that does not have any Thanksgiving food. I said, Ralph, I got a refrigerator and a deep freezer full of Thanksgiving food. If you meet me at my house, the stuff didn't perish. They can have all of it. Just gave it away.
Wow.
Just gave it away. Yeah.
Y'all gentlemen already got a foot in heaven.
Oh, yeah.
Good stuff. Y'all some good men. Good
I
men.
want to thank y'all for coming on. Like, you know, me and Sharita, at the drop of a dime, Brian said he wanted to come on, and we were like, oh, Sharita had an idea. And I said, okay, let's do it. And we didn't know we could get this much information. We didn't know.
Look, I know she said, Brian, send me a picture. I sent the picture. Next thing you know, I saw the flyer. I said, oh, Lord, it's happening that fast.
Quick. We moved
You know what I
quick.
mean? So, because I sent the picture quick. You know what I mean? So I said, oh, she need a picture? Boom. You know what I mean? So I
You
appreciate
gotta
y'all.
understand, man. These are working professionals, and they're both products of HBCUs.
There you go.
ESU.
There you go.
House.
Oh, I'm St. Paul's College.
Mhm.
St. Paul's.
You
Yeah.
and Peggy.
But listen, we need to change this to inspire her and him.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
There you go.
We got quite a few men that listen to our podcast just to understand how to handle women.
Handle? You don't handle a woman.
Oh,
you
tell
can't
her,
handle a woman.
John. Tell her.
You know what I mean.
You can't handle a woman.
Be able to communicate effectively.
Right.
Yeah. You gotta when you gotta be able to listen when you gotta listen.
Yeah.
One thing,
Listen,
man, we don't like to listen.
We don't.
We hear you, but we're not really listening. You know what I mean?
Don't. And
we
that's
don't
a skill. You know what, man? When I was going through my divorce, I took a listening class that was taught by a woman.
Okay.
I took a listening class. And I'm very talkative, so I had to learn how to shut up.
Wow.
I learned how to be quiet.
Meet this teacher and give her flowers.
Yeah.
I am an observer. A lot of times I sit back and watch because you can tell me anything.
Yeah, anything can fall from the lip.
But
Whatever you can tell me. I have to watch and see your actions.
Right. But it's one thing to be a talker. Because a lot of people like to talk, but it's what you talking about. And if you're really saying something or you just talking to hear yourself talk.
Oh, yeah.
That's where it differs. Because I'm a talker too. But I don't just fluff things over. If I say something, it has some substance to it. And that's the difference.
Right. Right.
All right.
Well,
all right.
The purpose of Inspire Her, for those who are watching, I know we haven't been on in a minute because we've had lots going on, but the purpose of Inspire Her was simply me and Sharita got together, and man, we used to talk about, for those who don't know, Sharita is a licensed practice counselor. And we used to just get together and talk about a lot of things that you know, people going through stuff, what's going on in America, how lives have changed since then, how men and women are, our true feelings about things that we've gone through, being single moms. And we just said, you know what? Somebody needs to hear this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then we started the podcast, and we said, you know, somebody needed to hear what both of you guys said tonight.
Yes.
And
Yes.
Yeah. My biggest concern is all the stuff that's going on with bickering between black men and black women. Every time but see, it's not all of us. It's just a small percentage of people because other races don't. We're not seeing this with other races.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like it's done on purpose to keep us against each other.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
none of us feel heard. Black men don't feel heard by black women, and black women don't feel heard by black men. So we don't listen. We so busy wanting to be heard that we.
But where did it come from though? Where did the change come from? Because our parents listened.
Yeah.
What happened? What the gap came in at? What happened?
I think when women started to be more
independent,
not so much independent, but having to manage a household.
Okay.
We had to do that, and then we kind of got this. Well, we can do this on our own, and we don't need no man to take care of us, and we can do X, Y, and Z. So I think that has a lot to do with it. But that's a whole nother topic, and we would be happy to have y'all come back on, and we can discuss that in detail.
All right.
If y'all open, we can do it.
Well,
I'm open. Just let me know.
I'm open to that, but the thing is, though, as much as a woman needs a man has to admit that he needs her as well.
Absolutely.
Because he needs to understand, man. Man finds a wife, finds a good thing, and attains that favor. I'm telling you.
Well, listen, say that one more time, and we're gonna go ahead and close.
When a man finds a wife, he finds a good thing and obtains favoring of the Lord. For who can find the virtuous woman? For her worth is above that of rubies.
Oh, yes.
Okay, John, the philosopher.
Diamonds and pearls. Yes, sir. Well, guys, look. Thank you so much. If I had a sound machine, I would give you a round of applause.
No, it's all good though.
Open up and talking to us genuinely from your heart. We truly, truly, truly appreciate it.
Definitely.
You're welcome.
All right. Well, we are signing off and saying good night.
Have a good night. Sweet
We
sleep.
are here to inspire her.
Call me John.
The total
All right, I'll call you.
woman.